I never believed in fate. Not until that night. Not until the beeping machines, the flickering fluorescents, and the smell of antiseptic burned into my memory forever. One night. One damn night in Mercy General Hospital, and everything I thought I knew about life, power, and second chances was ripped away from me. And the worst part? I walked into that hospital thinking I was untouchable. My name is Daniel Carter, and up until that night, I was the kind of man who got what he wanted. CEO of Carter Financial at 35, a penthouse overlooking Manhattan, a wife who still looked at me like I hung the moon even after 12 years. Life was a game, and I was winning. Then my father had a heart attack. Not just any heart attack, the kind that drops a man like a sack of bricks. One minute he was laughing at dinner, the next, clutching his chest, gasping like a fish on dry land. The ambulance came, the sirens wailed, and suddenly, I was in the waiting room of Mercy General, pacing like a caged animal. That's when I saw her. Dr. Evelyn Shaw. Sharp green eyes, dark hair pulled into a no-nonsense ponytail, the kind of woman who moved like she had somewhere more important to be. She was the attending physician, the one who would tell me if my father lived or died. And she didn't give a damn who I was. "Mr. Carter," she said, voice steady, "your father's condition is critical. We need to operate immediately." I straightened my tie, the one that cost more than her monthly salary. "Then do it. And make sure you give him the best care possible. Money isn't an issue." She didn't flinch. Just stared at me like I'd spoken in another language. "This isn't about money, Mr. Carter. It's about his heart." I scoffed. "Everything's about money, doctor." The corner of her mouth twitched. Not a smile. A warning. The surgery took hours. I sat in that sterile waiting room, surrounded by people who didn't know my name, didn't care about my net worth. For the first time in years, I was just another face in the crowd. And then the doors swung open. Dr. Shaw walked out, her face unreadable. My stomach dropped. "He's stable," she said. "But he's not out of the woods yet." Relief flooded me, until she kept talking. "Your father's been neglecting his health for years. High cholesterol, untreated hypertension. Did you know that?" I blinked. "He never mentioned it." "Of course he didn't," she said softly. "Men like him, like you, think you're invincible. Until you're not." Something in her tone made my skin prickle. "What's that supposed to mean?" She leaned in, just a little, and for the first time, I saw something behind her professional mask. Anger. Disappointment. "It means you could be next, Mr. Carter. And no amount of money will save you if you don't start caring about something other than your bank account." I should have been furious. I should have demanded to speak to the chief of staff, threatened lawsuits, reminded her who the hell she was talking to. But I didn't. Because for the first time in my life, someone had looked at me, really, looked at me and didn't see a dollar sign. She saw a man. A flawed, fragile man. And it terrified me. The rest of the night was a blur. My father woke up groggy, confused. He gripped my hand, his skin paper thin, and whispered, "Danny. I'm sorry." Sorry for what? For never being around? For working himself into an early grave? For teaching me that success was the only thing that mattered? I didn't know. And suddenly, it hit me, I didn't know him. Not really. And he didn't know me. By sunrise, everything had changed. I left the hospital a different man. Not because of some grand epiphany, but because Dr. Evelyn Shaw had done what no boardroom enemy, no market crash, no betrayal ever could. She'd made me feel powerless. And in that powerlessness, I found something I'd spent my whole life running from: humility. A year later, Carter Financial launched a free health initiative for low-income families. My father recovered, slower but wiser. And Dr. Shaw? I saw her one last time, across a charity gala. She raised her glass to me, just slightly, her eyes knowing. No words. Just a silent acknowledgement. You learned. And I had. Because that one night in the hospital didn't just change my life, it saved it. And the lesson? Real power isn't in what you control. It's in what you're willing to lose.